another updated RuneScape 3 quest video. Today, we have Enakhra's Lament. This is an experienced member's quest, and the skill requirements are 50 crafting, 45 firemaking, 13 magic, and if you are mining your own granite, you will want 45 mining. The items required for this quest are 2 5-kilogram granite blocks, which are the 45 mining requirement, 10 5-kilogram sandstone blocks, and 1 2-kilogram sandstone block, obtained by purchasing or mining your own and cutting them down to size. A loaf of bread, a cake, a baked potato with a topping, or a pizza with any topping. A magic weapon, staff or wand, along with air and fire runes to cast a fire spell. A white candle, a black candle will not work. Regular logs, oak logs, willow logs, maple logs. 1 soft clay, and if you want a camel mask at the end, you can always bring another soft clay, so 2 total, and 1 coal. The recommended items for this quest are water skins or the enchanted water tiara, or if you have completed the Crocodile Tears quest, you do not need any. To start this quest, talk to Lazium, found southwest of the desert camp Lodestone. Speak to Lazium at the north perimeter of the desert quarry, located just southwest of the bandit camp Lodestone. Home teleport can be used for quicker travels during the quest, provided desert treasure is completed. Lazium proclaims that he was a proficient sculptor, crafting statues for royalties all around Gielinor, until he met an accident that impaired his ability to showcase his talents. However, his passion for sculpting still burns as bright as ever. He wants to construct a spectacle in the arid contrast of the desert. Since he cannot work with a chisel anymore, he requests your help to construct the statue. Agree, and he'll tell you to get 32 kilograms of sandstone from the nearby quarry to start working. Lazium will not take more than 32 kilograms of sandstone at the moment, so break up your blocks with a chisel. Give him the sandstone chunks. He will combine them to make a 32 kilogram sandstone block and hand it back to you. Craft the block in your inventory into a sandstone base. Show it to him, and use it on the flat ground next to him. For the statue form, Lazium tells you to get another 20 kilograms of sandstone. Pass him the remaining sandstone, and he gives you a 20 kilogram block. Craft the second block to make a sandstone body, and attach it to the base. As the figure is still rough, you must chisel the body and add the finer, intricate details. Lazium tells you that the statue is almost complete, that the wonder only requires a head now. He decides to leave the choice of the muse up to you. Your options include Lazium, Encartherin, Zamorak, or a camel. You also have the choice of using your own head, but Lazium refuses to allow it. To create the head, a 5 kilogram block of granite from the quarry, and chisel it into a visage of your choice. You will need to create another head later, so mine a second 5 kilogram block of granite, but do not chisel it yet. Place the completed head onto the statue. Suddenly, unable to bear the weight, the ground collapses beneath the side of the statue and Lazium pushes you into the gaping hole. If you need to leave the area, there is a rock directly east of the former statue location that will grant you access back to the temple. You find yourself in an ancient temple, the statue shattered and Lazium standing beside you. Confront him. He'll confess that he isn't really a sculptor and that he had you construct the statue solely to access the temple. You start to leave, but Lazium entices you, offering a portion of whatever you find in the temple. You agree to stay, and Lazium explains that the treasure can be found at the top of the temple, and to reach it, you must first pass the unique doors on the current levels. Instead of keys, limbs must be used on each entrance to unlock it. Lazium tells you to salvage the broken statue to obtain the required appendages. While you're here, ask Lazium for the statue head. You'll need it in the next section. Take the silver M statue off of the nearby pedestal and carve out a stone left arm, stone right arm, stone left leg, and stone right leg from the statue. Go north around the dungeon by walking in a counterclockwise circle and attempt to open the doors that you come across. The appropriate limb will automatically be used to unlock it. Watch the cutscenes of Enakhra and Akthandos and take the R sigil, K sigil, and Z sigil in their respective chambers. These, with the M sigil, make up the consonants of Zamorak. After you've unlocked all of the outer doors, proceed toward the inner heart of the floor and use the corresponding sigils to unlock the inner doors. Climb up the ladder there and you'll find yourself faced with a magical barrier and another pedestal. Place the statue head that Lazium gave you on the pedestal. The skull fits, but nothing interesting happens. Use a piece of soft clay on the pedestal to make a mold. Then use this pattern to craft the remaining piece of largest size granite into a new stone head. Fit the granite camel head into the pedestal, and another cutscene ensues. Using the second soft clay on the pedestal will create a camel mask that you can use for yourself. Lazium now appears next to you. When you tell him about the strange visions, he explains that they were traps to disorient any unwanted visitors. Lazium tells you that the treasure is still a floor up, so you must pass the magical barrier to reach it, which can be brought down from the 4 enchanted rooms on the floor. Now it's time for Zerosian magic. Each chamber on the floor represents a globe on the pedestal, which are based off of the 4 classes of ancient magic spells. You must light each of the globes before you can pass the magical barrier and progress further. The recommended order in which the rooms should be solved are blood, ice, shadow, and smoke. First, the blood room. Enter the northwest room and talk to Penton. The Avarok soldier is completely devoid of hope and believes you to be another shapeshifter Majorat. Here for another round torturing him. Completely broke down, he desperately calls out for food. Give him your loaf of bread, cake, pizza, or baked potato with any topping, and he thanks you for saving him. He says that he is forever trapped here, but wants to help you with the riddles of the temple. Ask him all the available questions pertaining to the other rooms. Now we do the ice room. The west room contains a frozen fountain, which Penton recollects and concludes that it must be protected by some kind of magic. Wield a main hand magic weapon and click on the fountain to thaw it. If you get a message saying that you need to wield a melee weapon, unequip and re-equip your magic weapon and try again. Now it is time for the shadow room. Take the east corridor and investigate the brazier to see which item belongs to it. Use the log, oak log, willow log, maple log, white, candle, and coal on their respective places. If you linger in the room without a light source and no braziers lit, a tiny biting insects will swarm all over you, rapidly hitting 10 life points. Now it's time for the smoke room. Penton tells you that the northeast corridor was completely filled with smoke and that a good breeze should help clear it. Wield a main hand magic weapon and click on the furnace grate to clear the smoke out of the room. Now it is time to proceed. After all of the 4 globes are lit, you're going to be able to pass through the barrier. Climb up the ladder and talk to Lazium, who artlessly tells you to be cautious of the traps ahead. Head south and climb over the pile of bones. Climb down the stone ladder and speak to the Bone Guard, who tells you he was put under Enakhra's control, the coward who hides in the temple after being rejected by the Dark Lord. The Bone Guard asks you to help weaken her grip over him by completing the wall between them and sealing her in her own temple. Agree, and take 3 sandstone blocks from the nearby pile of rubble and use them on the wall, using your chisel to trim each brick after you set it up. Once you've built the wall, Enakhra wails out. The Bone Guard thanks you, before changing form and revealing himself to be the Zerosian Majrat Anthankos. A final cutscene plays, where an Enakhra breaks through the wall and confronts Anthankos, threatening him for destroying Zamorak's weapon and taunting him. After their short verbal bout, they both teleport away towards north. And that is the completed quest. The rewards for this quest are 2 quest points, 7,000 crafting experience, 7,000 mining experience, 7,000 fire making experience, 7,000 magic experience, a camulet which allows you to talk to camels and to teleport to the temple 4 times. It can be recharged using a camel dung on it. And 2 treasure hunter keys and 2 hearts of ice. That's it for today's quest. Stay tuned for another, and don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. We'll see you then.